Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss a very important and wonderful poem of class 10, Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, as all of us know, was an American poet. He used symbolisms in his poetry abundantly to put across his thoughts and ideas. This poem talks about a small happening having an enormous impact. In this poem, the poet tells us that even a small incident, minor incident in our life, sometimes may prove to be of larger significance. So, without taking much of your precious time, let's start the poem. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. This poem has two stanzas, each stanza consisting of 4 lines. Right now, I am going to discuss the first stanza, in which the poet says, "The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree." This poem is set on a winter's day. The poet is talking about a winter's day when all the treetops are covered with snow flakes. Snow flakes, small particles of snow, dust of snow. On one such day, chilly day, the poet finds himself walking under one such snow-covered tree. Now the tree the poet is passing by is known as the hemlock tree. The hemlock tree is a poisonous tree having white flowers. It grows on the hillsides all over North America. Suddenly, a crow, which was flying over the tree, decides to perch on its branches. And the moment the crow settles down on the snow-covered branches of the tree, the snowflakes, dust of snow, rain down on the poet. They fall on the poet like rain. In the second stanza, the poet is talking about the effect this small incident, the dropping of the snowflakes, has on the poet. So now let's see how it impacts the poet's attitude, how it impacts his mood. Second stanza. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Rue means to feel sorry for something, to lament, to have a sense of regret. Now the poet, he explains that the sour of rain, the sour of snowflakes, the sour of snowflakes from the hemlock tree has a positive impact on the poet's mind. It leads to the tremendous change of his mood. In fact, the poet has been in sullen and despairing mood for some reason or the other. But this small incident, the dropping of the snowflakes on his body, gladdens his heart and changes his perception. Now he begins to look at nature in a quite different way. Anyone who has experienced or witnessed a massive snowflakes, a massive snow fall will confirm that it is a delightful experience. Now, besides changing the mood of the poet, this small incident has another effect on the poet. Actually, the poet has this perception that the day is not going too well and it is going to be a complete waste. But the dropping of the snowflakes changes his entire perception and makes him feel that the day is not going to be a complete waste, and means some part of the day is going to be pleasant. Some part of the day, at least. Because as he says, and saved some part of a day I had rued. So now he feels that before the incident he was feeling so sorry. He was in sad mood. He was feeling quite miserable, pathetic. But just after this small incident, when the snowflakes fell on his body, when the dust of snow fell on his body, he was now feeling quite cheerful and his mood has changed. Now he is looking quite happy. What is the beauty of the poem? The beauty of the poem lies in the wonderful depiction by the poet. Wonderful depiction of those two negative creatures. I mean to say, the crow and the hemlock. Their wonderful depiction in a positive way. The crow, as you know, they symbolize pain and sorrow. Crow and the hemlock tree. Both of them are associated with negative things. Like a crow, whenever we hear the unpleasant sound of the crow sitting on the terrace of our house, we link it to something bad, something unpleasant, and we make it a point to shoo the crow off. Because we have this apprehension that the sound being made by the crow, that is a bad omen. The same is with the hemlock tree. But the poet so brilliantly, so wonderfully has attempted to break down these preconceived or misguided notions or prejudices by projecting these two negative creatures as a carrier of positivity and hope. As it happens in the poem, the poet's mood undergoes a complete transformation. He becomes quite cheerful after this incident. So the message of the poem is quite loud and clear. Small incident sometimes has the potential to transform our lives. And second, we want to see the world not as it is. We want to see the world as we want to see it. So that was the explanation of the poem. Thank you.